Hey guys, it's Jason or Stealthy SK, and I'm here to bring you an overview / preview and build guide for the Ice Spear / Freezing Pulse totem build on a budget. For this build, I took inspiration from a few different people on Kiwi Ninja, as well as Von Vic and Broadca on YouTube, and put my little spin on it. I had a ton of fun making this build, and it feels great to map and boss with. I'm going to start by doing a build showcase where you can see what this build can do on a budget. Keep in mind, these were recorded before I actually bought all the gear into PvP and finished my last 2 ascendancies, so it only gets better with time and money. I recorded all my trades, give or take a few, and it will be showing the exact amount of currency I spent. There will be chapters for this video, so if you just want to see how to build it and don't care about gameplay, go ahead and skip to the part of your liking. I spent a lot of time to make your quality of life much better to build it, so please like the video if it helped in any way. Thanks, enjoy. Now that you've seen what the build can do, you probably have your mindset on whether we want to build it or not. So let's get into how to do that. These trades are going to be a bit out of order, just keep that in mind. I went ahead and I made it super simple to get the gear you need without having any experience. All you have to do is download the Better Path of Trading extension. This works for any Chromium browser and even Firefox. After that, all you're going to do is go down to the import folder and you're going to put in the code I have linked down in the description and click save. For convenience sake, I have it listed from importance to non-important. So you're going to start by at the top of the list and then work your way down. If you're not sure where your budget's gonna lie, I would start by getting your gems first, just to make sure you have enough money to get your gear after. With that being said, let's get into the actual trades themselves. First of all, I went to Craft of Exile. This is a website where you can test how much anything is going to cost based on the materials you use. I was able to tell right away that it is not worth buying this from the auction house. It is way overpriced. To start off this craft, you're going to buy the medium cluster I have linked on Path to Trade, and then we're going to work on crafting it ourselves. The total craft should cost no more than 15 to 25 C. All you're going to do is use an Orb of Transmutation to make it magic, use an Orb of Alteration until you get either Eye to Eye or Repeater. If you don't get either of those, you're going to Scour and then restart the process. If you do get one of those, you can use a Regal Orb to get the second one you're missing. So if you have Eye to Eye, you get Repeater. If you have Repeater, you get Eye to Eye. For your second medium cluster that involves Ancestral Echo and Sleepless Sentries, you're going to do the exact same process as you did with the other one. This one's a little bit more rare, so it's going to cost you a little bit extra, but it's still way worth it. Next, I searched for our Lord's cluster, realized it's cheap, found it for 30 C, and I bought it from some guy. Next thing I bought was 20 C, and it was the amulet. I ended up finding a really good deal on a wand that only cost me 30 C, and it had everything I needed. Next, I bought my flask. The lower the duration, the better. Next, I was on to my Coward's Chain Belt. I was looking for a good base, and I needed Ice Spear, fires an additional projectile for the enchant. Then I got my second wand. Wasn't near as good as my first one, but it was really cheap. This is the second Spire Silk robe I bought. I didn't get footage recording the first one. This one is not necessary until you get a higher budget. The only difference with this robe and the cheaper robe is that it has +2 to socketed projectile gems, which is a good damage boost, but it's not super necessary at the beginning. For the next trade, I did my unique mana flask. Then I moved on to my unique sulfur flask. Next, I looked for gloves that had the res I needed on it. That's why I'm buying them near the end. Ideally, you need 75% on all 3 reses. After that, I looked for an unset ring with all the parameters I needed, which I'll go over at the end of the build. Next, I bought a temple with an open Apex into Ascension, as well as a Vial of Consequence, to be able to upgrade my Coward's Chain Belt to a Coward's Legacy Chain Belt. Next, I bought some boots with some move speed and res on them. There's going to be 4 jewels you need. I'm going to quick buy them here and just add the total at the beginning, and then explain it at the end. This part of the video is going to be the monotonous part of making a build. It's just going to be me buying all my gems. Use the chapter system on YouTube if you want to skip this part and you aren't concerned about the prices for them. Also, for most of these, I bought 23% quality, but it almost barely just slightly affects your damage. So if you wanted to, you can save 5 to 15 C just by not buying 23% and buying 20. Now I'm going to quickly go over what you want to prioritize for each piece of equipment. To start out with your wands, the main thing you want to care about is your increased spell damage. You want to get as much as you can on that. The second most important is +1 to all skill gems, and then the third most important is increased critical strike with spells. For your helmet, you're going to want to prioritize Ice Spear, fires an additional projectile enchant. You want to get as much res as possible on there, and as much life on there as possible, with a good evasion base. If you're having trouble finding one, you can always go on Essence Craft. If you need help with that, just go to the TFT Discord and they'll be able to help you out there. The biggest way to increase your damage on this build is projectiles pierce an additional target. When looking for gloves, I made it so it always has an open prefix, so you'll be able to craft it on after the fact. Again, look for as much cold res as you can get. Also, strength is good on this, and increased damage against chilled enemies. For the ring, obviously it's a unique, so you're going to get the Anathema Moonstone ring, and just get as much cast speed as you can on there, as well as a chance to gain power charge. This whole build is built around cursing yourself to be able to do damage to the enemies. With the belt you're going to be using, you have 50% increased effects of curses on you. What that means is you're going to need 150% reduced effects of curses on you. There's a few ways to do that, but it's mainly going to be small jewels. Your absolute #1 priority is going to be reduced effects of curses on you. That will get you to 0% is where you want to be at. It also would be nice if you can get some critical strike multiplier with cold skills. You're going to get charges reach full on everything but your Dying Sun Flask and your Health Flask. For your Dying Sun Flask, you're going to want to get 70% increased effect if you can. I got 69 on my first roll, so I didn't want to touch it. If you have any questions for me, please ask in the comments below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It took me a long time to edit since I'm new to using Vegas, but I'm going to continue making videos, so if you're into that, please subscribe and like. Later.